Welcome friends. In the first video, this is a continuation, I have been resuming the history of this new world order we are living now. And this obviously is changing. We all know that the dollar will be taken out as world reserve currency. So here and now I will continue to share with you what is happening now. But first I like to share some things that were said about all this. I will first quote Ezra Pound, a poet, writer. You yourself, talking to the American people, let in those Rothschilds and Warburgs. These so-called Jews have destroyed your country and corrupted the entire planet. George Marshall, CIA whistleblower. America's retreat from victory. Have a look, some legendary. There is of course MS King, Planet Rothschild, all in detail. Then there was G. Edgar Hoover, director of the CIA. The individual is handicapped by coming face to face with a conspiracy so monstrous. He cannot believe it exists. The American people simply failed to comprehend the evil which was introduced into our midst and rejects the assumption when exposed. The Kennedy speech exposing deep state, Pentagon, Fed, the whole thing. Assassinated 3 months later. Senator Barry Goldwater, most Americans do not understand how the international moneylenders who own the Fed operate completely unconstitutional and out of control of Congress. I will leave it here because this is the thing I do not understand. The list of books, films, prominent politicians, presidents who spoke openly about this. I cannot, the thing I least understand is, how is it possible that the American people continue to fail to see? So, here and now, I will leave history behind and share with you the three brothers who are working overtime are everybody knows at the end of the dollar as world reserve currency. That's the only thing going on now. David has moved to China. No, David has been preparing the United States, and Evelyn preparing China to take over, as I said before, after the whole thing will be blown to bits. So, let me start with David. David has been consolidating the American situation into basically financial institutions, particularly the American situation, BlackRock. He has moved to the United States even for the occasion, left his France. And this new globalist world elite is named in Peter Phillips' monumental work, Giants. It's all there, names, institutions, shareholders, the whole thing. Very complete. These are the chosen few. These are the chosen few who will form this new world order which is being created as we speak. Completed. The only thing we are waiting for now is the right crisis. Everything is being done to create it. So that has been David's part. I always speak of the three brothers. His work has been completed. There is no, all puppets are in place for this present world order to come to an end, which, as we all know, basically means the end of the empire, the end of the dollar as world reserve currency. So this is where we stand. Then Evelyn, I already mentioned, creating ICBC, Industrial Commercial Bank of China, which is also 51% Rothschild's majority holding. Largest reserves on the planet, 8 trillion last time I looked. And to make it very simple, if you look what these reserves are, American bonds, debt certificates. So this is where they are hiding their loot. All the bonds which were sucked out of the United States through the Fed Act. And there is AIIB, which will take over from the World Bank and George Soros preparing young Nathan, tutoring him to already buying entire economies in basically Africa, South America. I have no personal interest whatsoever. It's just I entered in the computer. I saw what was going on. But just now I learned that my comments are being taken out. I started to comment on the international pages. My comments have been taken out, filtered as they call it. They've even become more clever. Now they just show my comments to 2 or 3 people, so I don't notice. At least that's what I think. Anyway, my time my time on Facebook is up. I have tried my level best, shared what I know. For the rest, I cannot do anything more. I'm physically being prevented to use Facebook. So that's my effort here to resume this whole study, this whole conversation, and for the rest I have no interest at all. The fact is I do not even have a bank account. This is the world I walked away from, and my, let's say, my interest is the spiritual side. To see human beings, the human value degraded by the size of one, expressed by the size of one's bank account, rich, poor. If you have a lot, you are. This I refuse. This is such an insult to human intelligence. To me, we are a spiritual being in the first place, and we are here to realize that divine seed. And that's what I speak about. That is what my life is about. But anyway, yes. This is a resume of the comments I've been making, the videos I've studied, the books I've read. This is the scheme. And again, this is what has been happening for the last few years. This is happening now. I am not talking history here. Therefore, there's so many things I my head becomes flooded if I start to but for this one has to study a bit. I can only indicate I have not been mentioning any kind of sources except a few I just public statements I have shared just now. We are in the end times, the end of this present world order. I will speak more about this in another video because this is my real interest. Here I'm just sharing what I see. And from here on I will go to what I consider my own interest, which is share a bit about, there are references, share a bit about the books which have been written about these times we are living today. Prophets, Bible, Quran, and from there on. For now, I wish you all much light, much light. Take good care of your personal lives. There is nothing I can do for you in this respect. I just share what I know. For the rest, it will be in your own hands. In the next video, I will speak a bit more about this. Namaste. Wish you all lots and lots of wisdom. Namaste.